Hello, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of Tips Time with Josh Klein. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Josh, and I opened up this channel just a week ago actually. And the point of the channel is to come out with one weekly tip about producing electronic music for anyone that is new to producing music. Or anyone that is interested in learning more about the intricacies of workflow, time management, things of that nature. I am admittedly limited in the amount of experience that I have with producing electronic music, having only worked at it for about 2.5 years now. But I thought this could be a good opportunity to share the initial fundamental lessons that I learn along the way, rather than say someone that is further in their producing career, and that might be a bit harder to recall those initial lessons that you learn that are really important and integral to your growth as a producer. So as I was saying, a lot of my tips are focused on time management, being efficient with producing. I like to keep these videos relatively short, between 5 to 8 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, and I like to keep them concise, to the point, so you can get your tip and then go along your way. So actually, we're looking here at a track, obviously, and this looks all great, and the tip this week is focused on workflow and templates for workflow, and that's going to save you a lot of time. And this all looks great, and this is the track, and this is where most of your work's going to be, but this is actually where most of your this is where your results are going to come from for your time management and for your workflow. So I have a folder here. This is just a template that I have found really works for me. I've been using it for about a year now. I've seen a lot of results in just how quickly I'm able to jump into my track. And there's a lot of different templates, like I've said, but essentially they all have the same purpose. How quickly can you get into the state of flow? And there's been theories on flow, and there's lots of different methods to getting into it, but essentially flow is the point at which it's a point of productivity, and at first was used as a theory for workplace management and creating more efficiency in the workplace. But flow is essentially a point of difficulty where you are being challenged enough, where you are interested in it and you are still stimulated in the task you are doing, but it is not so challenging, it is not so difficult that you get stumped and you can't perform at an efficient rate. So go down to the micro level, and that's kind of what we're doing here. So when you first get to your track and you want to work on it, you're a bit overwhelmed because there's a lot going on here. And if you're someone that can't really look at your track every single day, it can take a bit of time to kind of retrace your steps and see, okay, what was I working on last? So in order to kind of jump you back into that track, jump you right back into where you were when you finished your last session, it's important to have kind of a template to go with. So the first folder we have here is just where we have tracks that we have finished. Okay, and the year, obviously, nothing really fancy there. And then the not finished folder, where we have track ideas, needs arranging folder, where you have a track maybe that you have together, but you still need to kind of plan it out, plan the structure. Then you have the needs mixing folder, where you may have a track or two that you've finished that still needs to be mixed. And then you have the needs revision, where maybe you got a track mixed and you're not completely sold on it and you still want to revise it. Maybe you want to change a few things up. So this is kind of the template, and the main meat of it, and the biggest lesson, the biggest tool that I use in this, we'll go to an example of it. Actually, I think it's in the track ideas section. No. Well, yeah, actually, we can go to this one. So we have a track here. This little text file here has been the biggest tool for me for staying on track with my songs that I'm working on. And I open it up every time I start a session working on my track, and it is here in this one. This is a newer track I'm working on, so it's a little bit messy right now, and I probably haven't been as good with it as I'd like to be, admittedly so. But this is kind of your template. This is your overview of your track. You don't want to be opening up the track and then kind of wondering, okay, what was I doing last? What was, what's this? What's that? Well, you have it all right here. You have all the ideas that you're working on, and I would say to focus more so on this portion here. This is what you should be doing every single time, where you have the date and then you have a little blurb of what you were working on at the time. So here I have, continue reworking the hi-hat into the mix with sidechain compression and possibly dynamic EQ for 10K hertz plus. Okay, so then I'd be able to just go straight into the track. Okay, where's that hi-hat I was looking for and that I was working on? And then I can finish that. And then you are already into the state of flow, and you can just move on to whatever the next portion is. Sometimes in these text files, I would also have, what I wanted to work on next after I accomplished this little task here. But I want to bring you to one other one that is a bit more developed. I think that was, no, it's in the needs mixing. Yeah. So this is a track that I have pretty much done, and you can just see this one has a lot more logs, right? And they all flow into each other. You can see the workflow of when I was working on one task and then I had completed it and then I went on to the next. It's just a lot more, I guess, constructive. It'll do you a lot of favors if you can integrate some kind of workflow into your process when you are producing music. It's going to help you get into the track faster. It's going to help you maintain your ideas. It can get it's easy to kind of get lost and just keep fooling around with different ideas and such when you don't have a clear purpose or direction when you do start your session working on a track. So that can help with that as well. I hope you enjoyed the tip. I'll be coming out with another one next week. Let me know if you agree with the tip, if there's other things that you've come across. Please leave me some comments at the bottom there. If you like the tip, if you think it's helpful, please subscribe. Let me know what you think. Share it. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all next week.